I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Over.
Who
Awesome.
here heard of a little band called the Smiths?
Oh, the Smiths, the ever
Yeah, I
popular.
have.
Lundy, I'm challenging you right now. Name one Smiths song.
How soon is now?
Uh, Eternity.
Fucking this charming man.
Just made you type that in.
No,
Don't you lie to me.
I'm busy smoking.
Name what? I want you to recite a lyric. You said this charming. I don't even know if that's right. I'm just assuming that's right.
Lyric for like what? Charming
Give me a
man?
lyric. Yeah, give me a lyric to Charming Man.
Fucking punctured bicycle. I know is the first couple words.
I almost want to challenge you to share your.
Charming man, doesn't have a plan. Charming man.
Shut up. That was to go, not to Matt.
Okay, so Morrissey killed Princess Diana.
Yeah,
Really?
as we all know.
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Well, allow me to show you the history here. So we're gonna go.
If true.
Oh,
Matt, who do you think killed Princess Diana?
do I have to download this video? Okay, fine, whatever.
The
I'm
queen.
Oh, true.
gonna download this.
Princess Diana decided to marry like an Arab dude, and the queen was like, "Nah, we're gonna do a racism right now."
Irises on this phone by downloading the Schizos video, and it does not open. Wonderful.
Which is
Fucking
why
goat.
I will never say a bad thing about my queen, Meghan Merkel.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Look,
Mark,
she is Princess Diana's vengeance from the grave, protecting her real beloved son, the one she had with, I don't remember who it was, but it obviously wasn't fucking Charles. Just look at fucking Harry. Nothing like fucking Charles.
okay, 1 second here. I'm gonna have to go on my computer. Let's see if I can get this open.
Was Charles the one that was at Epstein's?
He's the one who's the king right now.
Oh,
No,
Andrew, that was Andrew.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Charles is the one with the big sausage fingers. Also, he was a sex freak, but to all credit to Prince Charles, he liked him older, so, you know, good on him.
he's just a very mature pussy hound, essentially.
I just love that fucking interview. Just like, did you notice that there were any young women underage, perhaps, at Epstein's Manor? No, I never saw anything like that. What about when you were reportedly getting a foot massage from an underage girl? I don't recall that ever happening.
In fact, I'm not being interviewed. Now, who are you?
No, the best part is where it's like the accuser's testimony can't be true because I was born with a horrible birth defect where I can't sweat.
At that particular point in time, I was unable to sweat. So when she says
But
that
you know what? I could
I was
buy that.
sweating.
He's a fucking inbred British roll. He might have been born without sweat glands because of that. I don't know.
Well, no, because he's like being selective. He's like, at that time I couldn't sweat. Like, oh wait, so like this is random times where you are and are not able to sweat.
He's like a monotream. He has to sweat to regulate his body temperature because he's not fully fucking warm blooded.
I mean, here's a picture of you two together. Oh yes, I did meet her. But you didn't.
And I got real fucking scared there for a second. I was like, "Fuck, did I take a picture with Prince Andrew?" I don't remember doing that, but there's a lot of shit I don't remember doing that I probably done.
How do I sound right now?
Good.
Okay, sorry, I was switching over from my phone. So we've previously delved into conspiracy theories
Yes.
on this show. We've talked about
times.
aliens. We talked about
who killed John Lennon.
who killed John Lennon.
Stephen King, by the way.
Yeah, we still haven't done the biggest whodunit yet.
Who's the biggest whodunit?
Who killed Christ?
I'm not having that discussion in public right now.
Look,
I will ask
we
that
all
everyone
know it was
please.
the fucking Roman leprechauns that did it.
I will ask that everyone please donate to my movie and please buy tickets for other people because they're poor.
They
And,
nailed Jesus Christ to like 3 toothpicks. Because
All right.
everybody back then was only like 3 inches tall.
Morrissey, big forehead. Let's talk about how bad the British are, by the way, real quick. Let's just have a moment.
Okay.
What's the worst thing about British people? I'm going to say the way they talk.
I would agree, but then I'm not really doing anything.
Their worship of the deep father Dagon.
What do you mean you're not doing anything?
We're just making. Well, I wouldn't be adding anything.
What, do you love the British?
No, it's that I agree that the way they talk is annoying, but like I don't want to just agree. I want to have something else.
There's like fucking a million things to make fun
Their
of these
food,
fucking fruits. Yeah,
I mean,
the dumb
yeah,
way.
I had a legitimate argument with some fucking Europeans about British food, and they were like, "No, man, that looks good," and I'm like, "You're all fucking out of your goddamn mind."
The Scottish eat stomachs.
no, I have respect for Scottish people because you can't tell if they're one of the classy ones.
Yeah, British people are ugly. They're stupid. They're dumb.
They're thieves.
Yeah, that's the show for the night, everybody. Good night.
Apparently, you remember that piss-colored toast from the disappointing barbecue that you showed me, Matt?
Yes, yes.
That was on a plate that a British person sent me, and he's like, "Look, my birthday meal," and I'm like, "Fucking get divorced!" Like I saw 2 of those pieces, and I'm like, "It looks like piss," and he's like, "It's just melted butter." I'm like, "You're an idiot."
Gave up there at the end. Like King of the Hill.
Bum 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 bum. Gay sex bum 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 bum. I'm fucking gay. Morrissey killed Diana. All right. So
This is the entire episode of us just getting fucking ADHD brained trying to talk about Morrissey.
Morrissey met Morrissey meets. This is from a Canadian. Do not do the fucking voice. So a Canadian.
Oh yeah, you don't want me to do a voice here?
Please don't do it.
Oh wait, no, wait, you not want me to do the voice there?
So this is from the last one. It's interesting how these people write these things out because, as we remember, last time it was Lennon Murder Truth, but this one's Diane Mystery.
You sound like you're about to put on a concert. You're about to put on a Smith's concert right now.
I put the fucking chord is. I have to hold it a certain way.
Testing. 1, 2, testing. Let's go.
I literally have to squeeze it.
We're going down. We did hit.
All right.
I'm
gonna squeeze it.
The second plane has hit the towers. The second plane
Shut
has hit the towers.
Shut the fuck up. All right. So in the beginning, Morrissey meets Johnny Marr.
And there was woman.
We apologize for that interruption, folks.
Oh, you just kicked. I thought it was me.
No. So for anyone who doesn't know the Smiths, they're
laughing like a fat boy who found a sweetie in his pocket. I think we have to explain this. Go to the Zoomies. Before music was made by drug addicts and criminals and computers, we had these things called rock bands, which were also made by criminals and drug users, but not computers. At least I don't think.
Yeah, so
is that part of the conspiracy theory? Well, they were on the back end, Wendy.
So the Smiths were an English rock band from Manchester that was formed in 1982. The main lead singer of this band was a guy named Morrissey, which
is not a real name.
Keep your mouth shut.
It's not a real name.
What's his last name?
So these guys. So in the beginning here, we have Morrissey meets Johnny Marr. This is from 1978. So this is apparently important. So Lundy, I need you to read this for me.
August 31st, 1978. 19-year-old Stephen Morrissey is introduced to guitarist Johnny Marr at a Patti Smith concert. Years later, Johnny Marr will meet with Morrissey to start a band they will name the Smiths. Skipping ahead 20 years. 19
I don't know
years
why
to
you're
the
not.
day.
I don't know why you're not doing it like a Cold Case Files guy or like a Unsolved Mysteries
Suppose I could do
Dennis
that,
Ferreira
too.
thing.
19 years to the day since
Yeah, see?
Morrissey met Marr at a Patti Smith concert. Princess Diana dies. The death of Diana was foreshadowed on the album The Queen is Dead by the Smiths.
She wasn't a queen. She was a princess.
Already poking holes, Matt. You're afraid of the truth.
Also, she wouldn't have ever been queen. She would have been fucking queen consort if she was still married to Charles and alive.
So the first bit of evidence here is the album cover.
In 1986, actor Alain Delon is on the cover of The Queen is Dead. In 1986, actor Alain Delon? Is it Alain Delon?
It's French, so whatever.
Alain Delon appears in only one movie, La Passage. In La Passage, Alain Delon stars as Jean Diaz, who's killed in a car crash. Likewise, the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, will be killed in a car crash. La Passage was the only film ever in which Alain Delon played someone whose name contains a cluster of the 5 letters needed to spell Diana. All right, this is some schizophrenic fucking like crazy shit already.
Look, we haven't
It's
even gotten.
already insane. It's already
Look,
insane.
we haven't even gotten to the video yet. So it's
We're
going to explain
starting
all this.
kind of soft, but yeah, that last bit of like, oh yeah, also like through gay ass conspiracy number fucking magic. Ugh.
If we reorganize some of the letters in Jean Diaz, we can come up with the word Diana. I'm sure I can sure you can come up with a number of different names from Jean Diaz. It's a pretty it's a pretty decently
Hold on. There's more here you're not acknowledging.
In La Passage, Jean Diaz, Alain Delon, enters the afterlife where he learns that his fatal car crash was computer programmed by death. La Passage was released the same year as The Queen is Dead, the album that mysteriously foreshadows the death of Princess Diana. It does not mysteriously foreshadow death of Princess Diana. What are you talking about? You're already assuming the conclusion in your analysis.
Also, I think his name is technically Jean Diaz. Because they have that thing where
like Jean Valjean.
Well, it's like
This
Jacques
literally
over there.
reminded me of the bit from that Mitchell and Webb show about the Princess Diana death, where they're just like planning the death, and they're like, well, the only problem with this is it's too obvious that this is an assassination. And then they get the call, and it's like, well, all that convoluted bullshit we just planned out, well, it actually happened.
The album, whose title announces that the Queen is dead, has a cover photo of actor Alain Delon, a Frenchman named Alain. The first public announcement of the death of Diana, Queen of Hearts, is made by Dr. Alain Pavy, a Frenchman named Alain. My God.
For people
Just
thinking that
fucking-
like the new conspiracy theories are like dumber, it's like, no, they've always been this dumb.
Goat is doing a bit of a fact check. There, for every 100,000, no, that's Americans.
Fuck.
Elaine is widely used as a personal name and is the French form of Alan, but also it exists. So apparently, there's a lot of people named Elaine.
Yeah, it's like Akira.
It sounds specific to us because we're ignorant Americans and we don't give a fuck. But
You know what I've always said, Lundy? If I did a Akira movie, you know what I would do? I wouldn't call it Akira. I'd call it something like Kevin or John.
The cover
that was
of
the whole fucking point of the dude naming the fucking manga Akira, because it's literally one of, if not the most common fucking names in Japan.
The cover of The Queen is Dead is a photo of actor Alain Delon in the film L'Insoumise. Fuck you. Playing the character Thomas Vlassenroot. The film concludes with an on-screen message informing audiences that the character played by Alain Delon lived from 1933 to 1961. Thomas Vlassenroot, 1933 to 1961. Jane Mansfield was born in 1933. Princess Diana was born in 1961.
Wait, why is James Mansfield in here now?
Look, it'll all make sense later. Maybe.
It's not going to make sense. This is a conspiracy theory.
All right, keep going.
In 1967, Jane Mansfield was killed in her mid-30s, 34, in a car crash along with her boyfriend and their temporary driver for the night. In 1997, Princess Diana was killed in her mid-30s, 36, in a car crash along with her boyfriend and their temporary driver for the night. Those were the only 2 car crashes ever in which the only people killed were a world-famous woman, her boyfriend, and their driver.
Proof.
This is, you know what this is? I just realized it. You know that old dumb fucking factoid of like, did you know Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy and Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln and they both had their brains blown out?
Yeah.
Grace Kelly died in a car crash in 1982. Jackson Pollock died in a car crash in 1956.
Was his girlfriend in the car with him? Was his boyfriend in the car with him?
Wasn't Left
Probably.
Eye's fucking boyfriend in the car with her when she crashed?
Pretty sure.
You two are probably too young. Man, that was like one of the first celebrity deaths that made me really sad. Was Left
I know
Eye.
TLC.
Man, they were so. I've gotten into. I want to derail a little bit.
Let's go to Jane Mansfield.
The memory of Jane Mansfield has been revived for decades by her appearance on the cover of an international bestseller, Hollywood Babylon. Hollywood Babylon, about Hollywood scandals, has been reprinted around the world in English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, and Spanish. The first edition ever of Hollywood Babylon was published in 1959 in Paris, in the year of Morrissey's birth and in the city of Princess Diana's death. In 1975, Hollywood Babylon was updated, including the death of Jane Mansfield, and it is an updated edition that is the international bestseller. Also, her tits
So,
are
yeah.
like out
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
the cover of Hollywood Babylon. Jesus
you can see
Christ.
titty.
I like how in some of them they blur out the tit, but in some of them it's like, no,
Read
this
Lundy.
is a book published in France. We will have the titty out and about.
You gotta read, Lundy. It's gonna break your mind.
Hollywood Babylon wasn't published domestically in England until 1986. England's 1986 edition of Hollywood Babylon is the only one in the world with a green cover. Morrissey and the Smiths released their album The Queen is Dead in 1986. The Queen is Dead is the only album released by the Smiths or Morrissey with a green cover. You know,
Is that green?
you know what this essentially is?
Am I colorblind? Is this how I find out I'm color? That does not look green to me.
You know what this is a little bit. Not only does this ignore facts in order to fit a narrative, but it's kind of like if you're driving and like a leaf falls on your your windshield and you're like, what are the chances of that? Reasoning backwards, the chances are actually extremely unlikely. But it fucking happened.
All right. So we saw that part of it.
Yeah.
So this is the inner sleeve.
The most popular song ever about Jane Mansfield is Kiss Them For Me by Susie and the Banshees. Kiss Them For Me was #1 on Billboard's Modern Rock Chart 5 consecutive weeks in the summer of 1991.
That was when
Kiss Them For
Diana
Me
died.
Kiss Them For Me was preceded at #1 by Get the Message at the chart that is dated June 29th, the anniversary of Jane Mansfield's death.
Get the Message was co-written by Johnny Marr, the guitarist from the Smiths, who co-wrote every one of Morrissey's songs for the Smiths. Indicating that it was the second single by Johnny Marr's new band Electronic, the cover of the single Get the Message displays a large numeral 2. On the anniversary of Jane Mansfield's death, Get the Message was number 1 on the chart, while Kiss Them For Me about Jane Mansfield was number 2. The following week, Kiss Them For Me reached number 1 on the chart, and Get the Message was number 2. The Get the Message was the only single released by Electronic with a large numeral on its cover.
That completely fucking lost me.
Hold on. Here's the explanation.
Kiss Them For Me is the biggest hit by Susie and the Banshees. A banshee is defined as a female spirit whose wailing warns of an impending death. It is so good that Focus came in now and not earlier. Kiss Them For Me is the most popular song ever written about Jane Mansfield, and it was released 6 years before Princess Diana's death. On the cover, Susie Sue imitates Jane Mansfield's pose from a magazine cover that was printed 6 years before Princess Diana's death. Here's my
birth.
That doesn't explain shit.
So here's my thing. If all of this was intentional, does that not mean we're dealing with like literal gods?
No, this is the British government. The British government's doing it.
No.
And they're gods, basically.
Yeah, like the amount of specificity here of all of these pieces to put these together and be like, all of this means that Morrissey killed Princess Diana. To put all of this together would basically what they're saying, as every conspiracy does.
I don't think he's actually getting to that point. Because it's not Morrissey murdered Princess Diana. It's the Morrissey Diana mystery or whatever it was fucking stupidly called.
No,
I think he's saying it's more like Stanley Kubrick and the moon landing.
No. Because this is like 5
somehow,
bajillion times more complicated. This plan spans fucking a century of planning. Like it's insane.
Like, this is the thing I'm confused about, right? Well, to be fair, I don't think they were planning to always fucking kill Princess Diana.
No, because they apparently planned not only to kill her, but they planned on it based on the birth and death of another person from like 2 generations back.
Well, this is what the line is essentially is that 20 years there's a connection with specifically the Smiths. It's not like a century-long thing.
Because that's the thing, right? Because that's where I'm confused. Because to me, this has sounded more like the Stanley Kubrick thing, where the Smiths and Morrissey and Marr in particular somehow knew about this and was trying to get out the message for some. Or it's the other dumb one where it's like, oh no, like they're intentionally getting out the message because they want to mock. They get off on like putting fucking secret codes because they're like Saturday morning cartoon villains.
Yeah, public humiliation ritual. Lundy, continue.
Susie Sue appears on the cover of the Snapper mix of Kiss Them For Me. Elaine Delon appears in the slightly smaller inner sleeve of The Queen is Dead. As demonstrated above, the image of Susie Sue connects to the image of Elaine Delon. They just connect now. We've already explained it. We've gone over it. It's fine.
No, look right here. See?
Yep, the same thing. You know, having a hand up or your hands up and like having your.
Did you see how he did? Did you see how he did that?
He rotated the image. He's literally just forcing the evidence to fit whatever fucking.
Look, it's fine.
Insane thing.
I'm just imagining the fucking scene in the movie that this guy thinks he's living in, where he's done all this research and he's at like a fucking crossroad. He can't fucking piece together anymore, and he's just so frustrated. He just wipes everything off of his fucking table, and then he looks down and he sees the fucking cover flipped upside down, and he's just like, "You son of a bitch, I got you."
The snapper mix of Kiss Them For Me begins with the audio of Jane Mansfield reciting the line, "You're not so bad, snapper." When you listen to the line played backwards,
Oh,
No,
fuck.
come on, come
Stop
on.
doing this. John is a dead man. Miss him. Miss him.
Oh,
when
my
you listen
white
to the
Satan,
line
my
played backwards,
pure white
you
Satan.
can easily hear Jane Mansfield pronounce the word sad, which of course was intentional, right? When you connect the initials of Susie Sue to the initials of Alan DeLon, the combination says SSAD.
No, it says sad.
When spelled backwards, "You're not so bad, snapper" contains the spelling of a city, Boston.
Okay, what does Boston have to
Hold
do
on.
with
Why
fucking anything?
Boston?
Oh, okay, there we go.
Consistent with the album title, "The Queen is Dead," the Boston Herald announced Diana's death with the front page headline, "Queen of Hearts." On the Boston Herald, the announcement of Diana's death was the headline, "Queen of Hearts," above a photo of Diana taken on November 12th of 1990. In the 1983 video of the Broadway play Alice in Wonderland, the role of Queen of Hearts is played by Eve Arden, who died November 12th of
So I want to
1990.
note something.
Mm-hmm.
This is so retarded. Lundy, you've given up on both voices.
I know. I can't. I'm trying so hard.
No,
but
just
I
go.
can't.
You are like constantly fucking
Eve
laughing.
Eve Arden played the Queen of Hearts in the 1983 video of the play Alice in Wonderland that was first televised 7 years before Eve Arden's death. On the Boston Herald, the headline "Queen of Hearts" is above the 1990 photograph taken of Princess Diana 7 years before Princess Diana's death.
I don't remember what episode it was. It was probably one of the crazy. You know what? I think it was the John Lennon or the Stephen King one.
It's the
I
same one.
guess yeah, I guess it's the same one. But I talked about like, man, if I was a billionaire, I would just kidnap people like this and just kind of rough them up a little bit and be like, "You're too close to the truth," and then just drop them off. I would love to do that to this guy so fucking much. Just feed into his. Because look, there's no helping him at this point. He's gone. He's fucked. The only thing you could do is just be like, you know what? Let's make him as happy as he can fucking be. And you know what? Make him really happy? Being fucking kidnapped for like 3 hours and having a fingernail ripped off and having all of his beliefs fucking like validated.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to blow his mind again with this one, Lundy. I don't know if you read ahead of this, but go ahead.
I did not. The Boston Herald that announces Diana's death was the front page headlines. "Queen of Hearts" has a photo of Jane Mansfield inside. Jane Mansfield's photo appears beside the end of an article that ends with the mention of the celebrity couple, Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. Tommy Lee was born on October 3rd. The 1983 PBS video of the play Alice in Wonderland with Eve Arden as the Queen of Hearts originally aired on October 3rd. Pamela Anderson was born on July 1st. Princess Diana, Queen of Hearts, was born on July 1st. Pamela Anderson was born on Princess Diana's birthday in 1967, 2 days after the car crash that killed Jane Mansfield.
Look, here's all the evidence right there.
Oh my!
He underlined it so you could find it right there.
Oh my fuck! This is.
I'll be honest, this is crazier than the fucking Lennon guy.
It's just like these aren't even like close together straws that he's grasping at. He's literally just like flying to Japan, grabbing a straw, going over to Europe, grabbing another straw, putting them together and being like, "Isn't that fucking weird?"
I know this is like a fucking overused meme, but it is literally fucking Charlie from Always Sunny. Insane manic energy. I would love to fucking see this person's house.
Matt, since you brought up the Lennon Truth thing, should we connect this to the Beatles?
Oh, God. Of course, like, why not? We've already connected it to Pamela Anderson for some fucking reason.
There are only 2 rock and roll albums ever with Diana Dors, the English Marilyn Monroe, on the cover. 1. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the Beatles' 1967 studio album, and Singles, the 1995 compilation of the Smiths' previously released singles. A Lonely Hearts Club for unmarried adults, people classified as singles. The 2 rock and roll albums with Diana Dors, the English Marilyn Monroe, on the cover happen to be the final Beatles album released before Jane Mansfield, her boyfriend and her temporary driver for the night are killed in a car crash, and the final Smiths album released before Princess Diana, her boyfriend, and her temporary driver for the night are killed in a car crash. The 2 rock and roll albums with Diana Dors on the cover both end with songs referring to fatal car crashes. Sgt. Pepper's ends with A Day in the Life, where the lyrics say, he blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice the lights had changed. Singles ends with, there is a light that never goes out, where the lyrics say, and if a double-decker bus crashes into us, and if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was released on June 1st, the date of Marilyn Monroe's birth.
She's the British Marilyn Monroe, remember.
Yeah. The Beatles' preceding album, Revolver, was released on August
You know
5th,
what,
the date of Marilyn Monroe's
Matt?
death.
Matt, you know what this is?
What? I
You'll
know
appreciate.
what it is.
You'll
But you go
appreciate this
first.
reference. Have you ever seen that parody video of Gamer from Mars, where it's like the history of movies, or no, it's like a review for like Spider-Man or something, and it just keeps going back to like comic books were an invention in the early 1900s, featuring small drawings of characters interacting with
Yes.
characters
But
were
you know
things
what's
that were
funny?
developed.
Yeah, let's get back to the base shit. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was released on June 1st, the date of Marilyn Monroe's birth, and the Beatles' preceding album, Revolver, was released on August 5th.
Marilyn Monroe came out with a thing called her mother's vagina. A vagina is the reproductive organs on a female human. Humans have developed on the planet for almost 175,000 years. Years are things that we count. Sorry.
I love the idea that it actually does stop there. Years are things that we count. Anyway, in August 1964, a request by Paul McCartney led the Beatles having their only meeting with Jane Mansfield. After falling asleep elsewhere, Paul McCartney ended up being the only Beatle who didn't meet Jane Mansfield.
I mean, there you go.
This sounds like a bum time for Paul McCartney. He's just like, oh man, I didn't get to meet Jane Mansfield.
Oh, this upsets me so much. I'm gonna go marry a one-legged woman.
Yeah, let's go, Peggy.
You think as a dick, he
Oh,
ever
God,
fucking
we should
took a
write-
leg
I
away
think
from
we
her
should-
and put it up like the stairs or something?
I wrote a new song called Let It Be, I'll tell you what.
On the
So
inner
high and mighty are you now, bitch, that your leg's up the stairs, is it?
Dang it,
on the
Paul.
in-
I wanted to write that song.
God damn it! We're just going King of the Hill.
George Harrison would be Dale because he smoked cigarettes and got cancer.
On the inner panel of the gatefold cover of Beatles
If
for
you say
Sale.
fucking Ringo is Bill, I'm gonna kill you.
No, he's Boomhauer.
Okay, good. Good.
Who's Bill then?
John.
No. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I can see it being John.
Look,
Dang
his
it.
wife ruined him, and then he died a loser.
Ding, 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 ding,
Da,
ding,
da,
ding.
da, da, da.
Getting
Da,
killed
da,
by
da, da,
fucking
da, da, da.
Steve King.
Hard day's night, yeah.
On the inner panel of the gatefold cover of Beatles for Sale, the Beatles are
Ew,
posed in
imagine
front
a
of
world where I'm
mural.
not stomach wound.
That one's not my fault.
I know. Likewise, on the front of the gatefold cover of Sgt. Pepper's, the Beatles are posed with a crowd of celebrity images. On the inside of Beatles for Sale, Jane Mansfield is behind Paul McCartney and facing in the direction Paul's hand is pointing. Place the inner gatefold panel of Beatles. Oh, it's a puzzle along. Hey, come here. Come on.
We're literally
Let's do
doing
the
the
puzzle
mad
together.
fold in.
We're folding shit. Place the inner gatefold panel of Beatles for Sale beside the front cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Jane's Mansfield sightline goes to the face of Shirley Temple dressed as an airplane pilot from the film Bright Eyes, released in 1934. In the month Sgt. Pepper was released, Jane Mansfield died on the night of the day she toured Keesler Air Force Base at age 34.
Hey, real
On the
question,
yeah,
because I've honestly forgot. What the fuck was this conspiracy theory about again?
it's just the phenomena of Morrissey and Princess Diana.
Yeah, we can get past all this shit. Never mind.
We keep doing this because it's like I want to see if this actually loops back around somehow.
Like, where is this going? Like, it's so long. It's got to get somewhere.
Do you know
It's
these
like,
two
sir-
people had the same birthday?
It's like, sir, this is a
You can't do
race.
that. That's against the law.
Two people have the same birthday. This person died on another person's birthday. This is impossible. This is
Why is Lyndon Johnson on the cover of the album?
Did you know
Isn't
two
that
different
Kennedy?
people died in car crashes?
All these people exist.
So fucking stupid.
My fucking god, it kept fucking going. It's called. We're at Lyndon Johnson factoids. Did you know he's the
Lyndon
36th?
Johnson was the 36th president of in the history of the United States.
Yeah,
Jane
36.
Mansfield died on the day that President Lyndon Johnson visited Philadelphia.
Lyndon Johnson was John F. Kennedy's vice president. John F. Kennedy drugged and raped Marilyn Monroe, who is basically James Mansfield.
Who is also basically Diana Dors.
Who she also James Mansfield probably got raped. Hollywood was a
I mean, yeah,
really
it was that
place.
time.
God, you ever hear what fucking Frank Sinatra and fuck, I forget. Who is the baseball player that Marilyn Monroe dated?
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah. If you want to have a not fun time, read up what those two did to her one night.
Yeah, he beatered
who?
her.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh.
He beat the shit out of her for the 7-year itch thing immediately after they filmed it.
Yeah. Well, that was a different night. The night I'm talking about is when they drugged her and double raped her.
I don't know if that one's real, Matt.
Look, both. Yeah, it is. They're both fucking scumbags.
All right, we're going to a new level with it, so let's just go ahead and go.
Diana Dors was known as the English Marilyn Monroe, when Jane Mansfield was known as the poor man's Marilyn Monroe. No one has yet explained why Diana Dors' real name was routinely and incorrectly said to be Mavis.
Okay, that is the best part of this thus far. Because I'm now just imagining that is the dominant element of the big giant spider web. It's just why Mavis?
I should clarify. Every like sub paragraph that he has here, these little like red lines, those are just the other paragraphs like shortened down. So that's what I've been scrolling shit because it doesn't really matter because he just got added anyway at the beginning of the new one.
The first documented example of any girl named Mavis, a type of bird, is the character Mavis Clare in the 1895 novel The Sorrows of Satan.
Yeah, here we go.
On the Sgt. Pepper's cover, Diana Dors is positioned beside the cloth Shirley Temple doll, whose sweater says "Welcome the Rolling Stones." After the Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's in the month Jane Mansfield would die, the next Rolling Stones album was Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Jane Mansfield's death supposedly fulfilled the satanic curse from Anton LaVey, founder of the modern Church of Satan, who later wrote the Satanic Bible. This is so... It's just crazy on a level that I can't comprehend.
Let's go down to... Fuck the rest of this. Let's go down to this paragraph.
Almost a year later, Anton LaVey called upon Jane at her fabulous home, asking if she would don a bikini and pose with him during wearing his devil costume, which consisted of a cape and a headpiece with horns over a robe-like garment. He wanted Jane to pose with the silver chalice and skulls. She preferred wearing a dress and agreed to the rest, with a feeling of obligation to the press agent who arranged.
Have you seen that picture?
No.
Also, this has been more about Jane Mansfield than it has been Diana. Should be called the Mansfield Morrissey.
There you go.
Oh my god! It's. I swear to God, that picture
Isn't
is like
Satanism scary? Isn't it scary?
that picture is like every loser who like goes next to like a professional wrestler, trying to take a picture with them and trying to like look cool, and the wrestler's just like, dude, just.
I forget, was LeVay a carnival barker? No,
I don't remember.
I don't remember anything
I
about him.
think he would be, so I'm gonna say he was.
All I remember is that story about him crying on his deathbed or some bullshit like that.
I mean, he was fucking pretty gay and not in the cold dick sucking way.
Yeah.
After this, Jane, Brody, and Jane's children entertained the devil and served refreshments.
Yeah.
5 hours later, Jane and Brody were in a car accident which completely demolished the brand new Maserati Brody had given Jane. Maserati that Brody had given Jane, and which he was driving. A week later, Brody, while driving his own car, was hit again, and he suffered a broken leg and ribs. A week later, both Jane and Brody were killed in a car crash on the way to New Orleans.
What do you think about that, Lundy?
Nothing.
Well,
Car
first
crashes
Why?
were a lot more common, honestly, back then. Like there wasn't really a whole lot of safety standards, and like you could way easier die in a car crash. In, like, the
Also,
70s
it
and
was
shit.
illegal not to be drunk while driving back then.
Lie fact checking me. Were car crashes more fatal in the 70s?
I mean, they were, because that was before fucking seatbelts became standard.
Wait, what year did she die?
I don't know.
Who gives a shit?
Not Diana. Jane Mansfield.
68.
Oh. No, 67.
Well, that's from a book about.
Look, that's that was the era where like the car would be fine. It would roll over like 20 fucking times, hit 5 fucking trees, and be fine. But the
Yeah.
people
Hold on.
inside would just be blended.
Have we considered the idea that maybe Jane Mansfield was driving at the time?
And she is a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. Is
So.
she Asian as well? That's the real question.
Now let us recall the car accidents in a series of 3, each spaced of 7 days apart. I don't know much about juju and voodoo, but I do know that exact spaces of time are necessarily contingent upon the successes of curses.
There you go. Oh, now we're here. Now we're going to.
I don't know much about juju and voodoo, but I do know that days matter.
Hoodoo? Voodoo?
I'm still
Voodoo?
feeling that.
I don't remember the entire Goblin song from the movie. Hoodoo, the child with voodoo?
We're only halfway down the page on the Beatles thing.
No, we can't. We can't keep doing this. This is not. This person literally devoted
noted
their
rapist.
entire
Good.
life.
Hang on. We're not calling it quits. We still got more stuff. Where is it here? Okay, we're gonna go to the video. So let me
Yeah,
switch.
that might be better because they'll give Lundy a break from reading, give his poor brain some time not to fucking process dumb shit.
So this
I
is a
guess he's still
5.
going to be processing dumb shit, but in a different way.
This is a 5-minute video. There might be some repeat information. My apologies. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is by what's this guy's name again? Dave Alice from DianeMystery.com.
How shitty is... I'm guessing he's blaming this all on Satan now, right? That's like the big reveal.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
It took 3 fucking tries to get fucking Jane Mansfield in a car crash? Like, Satan fucking sucks. He's a bitch.
To be fair, it wasn't just Jane Mansfield. It was also her boyfriend. So it was so it took 2 car crashes to kill Jane Mansfield and 2 car crashes to kill her boyfriend. One each when they were separate, and then one when they were together, being driven by somebody
Just
else.
imagine Satan down in hell, like looking through like a pit of fire, being like, God damn it. Not again. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna wait until they're both in a car.
He's shaking a magic 8-ball to see when he gets to kill them, is what you're telling me.
He just,
Answer
like,
doesn't seem clear.
Fucking some demon is coming up to him and is like, Dark Master, why are we doing this? And he's like, you cannot understand my machinations. Now go. The only thing that could stop me now is if some retard from Canada figures this all out.
Oh fuck!
By the way, I'm imagining just robot Satan from fucking Futurama. That's the version of Satan in my brain.
So he's actually way sillier than how you did it. He's like, the only way that I can be stopped now is if some retard from Canada figures it out.
That's a pretty good robot Satan.
Thank you.
This is Morrissey and Princess Diana on the channel Colin
The
and Rob.
best of.
Yeah. This is from 16 years ago, by the way.
Damn.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
In 1995, Princess Diana famously told the British television audience that although she would never be Queen of England, she still hoped to
You
be
hear it,
known
Lundy?
as a queen.
Yes,
In her
I can.
words, a
Okay,
queen
good.
of people's hearts.
He has a
in
cadence that's
people's
very
hearts.
similar to just a robot.
Years earlier,
He's a gay man.
the British rock band The Smiths had named one of their albums
See?
The Queen is Dead. That title, The Queen is Dead, was chosen by the band's lyricist and lead singer, Morrissey.
Girlfriend, let me
From
tell
this
you about
album,
how the
titled
Smiths
The Queen is
predicted the
Dead,
fucking
came
death
the
of
only
Diana.
song in the history of the Smiths to be released as a single exclusively to France, the country where Diana would be killed.
Tell me if I need to pause at
Morrissey's
any
lyrics
point,
for
by the
this
way.
song describe two people out on a romantic date driving at night in the city. They fantasize about getting killed together in a car crash, and specific mention is made of being gripped by fear in an underpass. Correspondingly, 10 years later, in France, Princess Diana and her boyfriend, Dodi Fayed, two people out on a romantic date, driving at night in the city, are killed together in a car crash, and the fearful moment occurs in an underpass. This song from the album, The Queen is Dead, is titled There Is a Light
thought it
That
happened
Never
in a
Goes
tunnel.
Out, and it was released as a single exclusively to France at the start of 1987.
That's what an underpass is, man.
Correspondingly, later in that same year of 1987, a light that never goes out, the Flame of Liberty Monument, was constructed directly above the underpass in France where Princess Diana would be killed 10 years later. This light that never goes out, the Flame of Liberty Monument, instantly became Diana's unofficial shrine
It's
in
like
the
a chicken.
aftermath.
Nobody
of her
calls
fatal
it the light
crash
that
in
never
the
goes out.
underpass
Nobody
below.
calls it that.
Here you can see that the row of support pillars in the center of that underpass connect to a horizontal beam to form a row of arches. Diana's car smashed into the 13th of those arches. Correspondingly, Morrissey's
The cartoon
13th
is
word
smashed.
on side 1 of The Queen is Dead is
Just
arches.
imagine Mario
And
coming
Morrissey's
in and
13th
smashing her
word
car
on
with
side
a
2
hammer.
of The Queen is Dead is smash. Morrissey chose to end the album The Queen is Dead by sneaking in a few lines paraphrased from an early 1960s song, Send Me the Pillow You Dream On. Just before the final music fades, Morrissey sings in a ghostly voice, Send Me the Pillow. Subsequently, many years later, on the cover of the final Smiths compilation before Princess Diana's death, there appears an actress named Diana with her head on a pillow, playing the role of a woman who has
Is
been
that a
sentenced
pillow? It
to
looks
death
like it's on a
in the
comforter.
film Yield to the Night.
Look,
Notice
they're
that
British. They
this
got really
Diana,
shitty pillows.
actress Diana Dors, is clutching one pillar in a row of pillars that
That's
form
not
the
a pillar,
headboard
it's a
of her
bar!
death row prison bed. Correspondingly, Princess Diana's death would result from crashing
It's
into
a
one
bed
pillar in
bar.
a
What
row
are you
of pillars.
doing?
This is so retarded.
In the summer of 1997, on the cover of his final single before Diana's death, Morrissey appears leaning on a car, and the name of the song is Alma Matters. Correspondingly, later in that same summer of 1997, Princess Diana will be killed in a car in the Alma underpass. Significantly, Alma Matters was the only record in Morrissey's long career to ever show a car on the cover. Was Morrissey's work, beginning with The Queen is Dead, foreshadowing the death of Diana, who wished to be known as a
Go
queen,
pause real
a queen
quickly.
of
Yeah,
people's
that's what I was
hearts?
gonna say. I was gonna answer
Consider-
this
That's
question.
odd.
No, it doesn't. You're a literal fucking crazy person.
You're the
Canadian-
most schizophrenic Canadian in all of Canada.
The
In all
Canadian
in all the
government,
world.
the Canadian government should give the fucking Mounties blow darts filled with ketamine for people like you.
Jesus fuck. This is so fucking stupid.
And it's like the perfect combination of stupid and crazy.
You guys want me to start back again?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
That was a dumb fucking quote.
Consider that when Morrissey was asked about Diana's death, his immediate response was to say, "It was so predictable. It was expected." What you have seen in this video is only a sample of the clues to Diana's death that are strategically located in select works of Morrissey. Please visit www.dianamystery.com for many more correlations between Morrissey's work and Diana's death.
And apparently Jane Mansfield and fucking Joe DiMaggio and fucking Marilyn Monroe and fucking like
Honestly,
I'd like to be
mostly
a
Jane
queen of
Mansfield.
people's hearts and people's hearts. But I don't see myself being.
Wait, she actually fucking said that retarded quote? It wasn't the retard
Yeah.
misremembering it? God, she was a fucking idiot.
yeah.
I'm glad she died.
What a dumb bitch, Princess Diana.
Yeah,
was.
fuck her. What a whore.
So here's an interesting fact. What community do you think that Dave Alice is coming from when he makes these allegations? You think is he a Diana fan, or is he a Jane Mansfield fan, or is he a Morrissey fan?
I think he was a David Icke fan.
That's not what I
feel
asked.
like this is a trick question, Goat.
It could be, but it also could just be that you're retarded.
It could be. I am very high, and I'm prone to overthink things in such a state.
know.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess he's a Morrissey fan. He actually thinks like Morrissey can like predict the future.
Hang on one
Since
second.
you asked the question, I'm going to say he's not a Diana fan. I can eliminate that one.
Okay, so we're going to.
Because, like, right, this is where my mind is on this right now, Lundy, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at this like how I used to predict the TNA pay-per-views, where it's like, what is the dumbest fucking possible thing to happen next to happen? So it's like, you know what? It would be incredibly fucking dumb if he was one of those pro-royalist anti-Diana people, but was also this obsessed over her death.
There
You
we
know what
go.
I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking, right? Okay? This is so retarded. It might actually happen here. I'm thinking he's pro-royalist, anti-Diana, but he's trying to prove that Diana was killed in conspiracy theory, but it wasn't the Rolls who did it. It was Satan.
Okay. So, Dave Alice originally brought this conspiracy to. Drum roll, anybody? A. Smiths and Morrissey Forum.
All right.
Everyone called him retarded
to literally nobody's surprise, everyone just called him retarded.
Yeah.
Hang on, real quick. I have to.
Like, we spent the better part of 2 hours doing that, probably.
Yeah.
So everyone's calling him stupid, and they're responding to him saying that he's reading way too much into it, and then he drops this after being quiet for a whole night.
I apologize for not responding personally to each of your comments regarding my work. I want you to know that I appreciate all of your feedback. As you are probably diagnosed by now, I am not a very stable person. Right now is one of those times when I'm feeling very discouraged and depleted. I just don't have the stamina to go on explaining/defending my work anymore. I am especially grateful to David Sang for once again allowing me to this forum to share news of my discovery with my fellow Morrissey fans. It's a privilege that I do not take for granted.
That's from
Thank you for
2001.
calling me a retard, everybody.
Your first name having fucking ass and one of the names is a girl's name. Like, fuck you.
All right. Hang on. So we're not quite done here.
That is all sorts of fucking retarded.
We're not done yet. You know why?
Why?
But we still have 2 things to cover.
Is
We
it
have.
Is it this? Is it the surprise endings?
Is it the suicide note in the police report?
What it is.
Oh.
Oh, fucking perfect.
Give me a second. My food just got here.
Oh, this is gonna be great because Morrissey's a fucking dickhead to begin with, so I'm pretty sure he treated this with nuance and respect.
Got 1 second here. Matt, can you keep a secret?
Yes.
I might be telling a fib right now. Shh.
Well, lies would make the baby Jesus cry, so just remember that, goat.
I know. But I think he would appreciate that I'm doing it for the sake of funny.
You might be right.
Because this is about to get turbo retarded.
Wait, this regular retarded?
No, we're gonna add another level. I didn't mention that we have more things to do with this than what we've covered so far.
It's like in Spaceballs where they go plaid.
Oh, I'm very excited for what's about to happen.
By
How's
yourself?
your food, Wendy?
What's up?
How's your food?
I don't know. I haven't eaten it yet.
Have you lost weight?
Probably not. I don't do any
Look,
exercise.
let him.
Go
Let me
walk
eat a
around the
burger.
fucking.
I refuse.
Why? Well, you have a fat fetish now?
No.
Yeah, you feeder.
Are you
Well,
feeder and also a narcissist, so you're just shoving more and more food in your face?
Yeah. yeah.
Only for me, Big Lundy must become even bigger.
I will be biggest Lundy.
So, Lundy,
Yes.
I am small Lundy. I am not gay and I hate philosophy.
this is what we call Bizarro Lundy.
Yeah.
Bizarro Lundy think age of consent should be 18. Bizarro Lundy against
manager of local McDonald's.
Bizarro Lundy against rape. Bizarro Lundy no used.
All right, cool.
Bizarro Lundy
Bizarro
no
Lundy never worked for Armenian mob.
Bizarro Lundy know where bodies are.
Wait, so Bizarro Lundy still did the killings, but Bizarro Lundy knows where
Yeah,
the
but he
bodies
doesn't know where the bodies are. It's not his fault.
are. All right.
I've thought about numerous times as a bet just coming in here one day and just being like, yeah, today I'm just going to talk as Bizarro the whole fucking episode. And then I'm like, that sounds like too much work. Fuck that.
I may need to discuss this next bit with you for a minute.
Okay.
So this is Morrissey's. This is Morrissey being contacted, right?
Yes.
That is true.
Extra, Morrissey. World News Today. Did you kill Princess Diana?
But it's not just Morrissey being contacted. It is Morrissey contacted.
Who or what was responsible for Princess Diana's death being foreshadowed in Morrissey's work? In 1980, Morrissey witnessed a fleet of flying saucers that he said had an astonishing effect on him. No.
So are the aliens like demons, or are they like a separate faction?
On the evening of Sunday, the March 9th, fucking they did it in European bullshit. He and a friend witnessed a fleet of flying saucers traveling across the sky in a hexagonal formation. The sighting lasted for almost a full 10 minutes and rendered him absolutely speechless. The whole thing had an astonishing effect on me, he told his friends. For days afterward, he felt inexplicably strange whenever he recalled the incident. The eerie encounter left him firmly convinced that the government was covering up the truth about UFOs. Now he was the living proof that aliens scour the earth.
It sounds like he's writing a comic book where Morrissey's like the fucking superhero.
Okay, we're going back. We're going backwards to go forwards again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's time for us to quantum leap once again.
In 1946, the first ever experiment in transmitting and receiving signals between Earth and outer space was conducted. The experiment consisted of bouncing radio waves off the moon and back to Earth, and it was called Project Diana. In the summer of 1997, Princess Diana's death was preceded by the release of the film Contact. The film Contact was based on the novel Contact by astronomer astrophysicist Carl Sagan. Contact was Carl Sagan's expert vision of how Earth might receive an extraterrestrial message.
So the aliens wanted to send a message, so they killed Princess Diana? What? This was Satan. Yeah, is the moon hell? Are we going like off of Doom logic?
The film version of Sagan's Contact was released in July 1997. The Morrissey single Alma Maters was released in July of 1997. In Contact, the hero detects the ET signal as she is alone and laying back on the hood of a vintage car. On the front cover of Alma Maters, Morrissey is alone and leaning back on the hood of a vintage car. A month after Contact and Alma Maters, Princess Diana was killed in a car in the ALMA underpass. In Contact, the extraterrestrial message to Earth is from the star system Vega. V is letter number 22, E is letter number 5, G is letter number 7, and A is letter number 1. Using the numbered order of the letters in the alphabet, the word Vega is 22571. Morrissey was born on day 22 of month 5, and Diana was born on day 1 of month 7. Why'd you reverse it? Why'd you reverse it?
So I skipped a bunch of. So we're skipping a bunch of bullshit that's just reaching ground, dragging. We're gonna get to what I think is an interesting, lean and crazy once again. Aside from the aliens here, this is on part 12. We jumped all the way to the end of his Morrissey Contacted by Aliens manifesto.
So, Diana is the name of an ancient goddess of the moon. Princess Diana, the most famous Diana in Earth history, was born in 1961.
Of course.
Moon River, sung by Audrey Hepburn at the film Breakfast at Tiffany's, won the Academy Award for Best Original Song of 1961.
He explained all this earlier. I'm not being fair to him or something.
These are all established premises.
Yeah.
1934 was the first year for which the annual Academy Awards held the category for Best Original Song in a Film. At the 34th Academy Awards, Moon River won Best Original Song of 1961, the year Princess Diana was born.
You see, they all got 34 and 61 in common. That's their thing.
Yeah.
617 Vega.
Years after 1961, the cover of the Smiths compilation Singles is a photo of an actress named Diana Dors. Singles with Diana Dors on the cover was the last Smiths compilation released before Princess Diana's death. Singles with Diana Dors on the cover was released in the same month, February of 1995, as World of Morrissey. On the compilation album World of Morrissey, the longest song in Morrissey's extended version of Moon River
Morrissey's extended Moon River includes the audio from the film The Blue Lamp of a character named Diana crying. The film The Blue Lamp was released in 1950, 34 years before actress Diana Dors died on Audrey Hepburn's birthday. And Audrey Hepburn was the original singer of Moon River in 1961, 34 years before Diana Dors appeared on singles.
What's our takeaway with that?
Nothing.
Why?
Because none of that means anything!
What are you talking about?
When
No,
are we
what
going
does
to
it
get
mean?
to the moon
What's it mean?
queen?
What's it mean?
Let's. It means we need to discuss veganism now.
Princess Diana crashed in 1997, in the same summer as the release of the film Contact. Contact is about a message sent to Earth from extraterrestrials, identified as vegans. The hero is advised that to understand ET message, she needs to think like a vegan. Amongst humans, vegans are pure vegetarians who tend to think animals have rights.
It's got you there.
It's just such a disjointed nonsense. Morrissey's extended Moon River is overdubbed with audio of the character named Diana from the film The Blue Lamp. The title, The Blue Lamp, is referring to the blue lamp signs that traditionally mark the location of England's police stations. The only time Hitler and James Jane Mansfield were the only two people on a magazine cover was an issue of Police Gazette. The Police Gazette with Hitler and Jane Mansfield on the cover was the main headline, If Hitler Came Back Today. In Contact, released in the summer of Princess Diana's death, the ET message is in a telecast in which Hitler came back.
Read this in Carl Sagan voice.
Maybe that welcome from Hitler is the only fragment of the transmission they were able to pick up on Vega. So, from their point of view, Hitler is the first sign of intelligent life on Earth. I'm not trying to be ironic. They don't know what the transmission means, so they record it and transmit it back to us. I think I do a pretty okay Carl Sagan.
What do you think about Sagan saying that Hitler will be the smart guy?
I don't think that's what he said.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's not what he said.
That's what he said right then and there.
Hitler
And
was very smart. Ahead of his time, you could say.
it is of my expert opinion that Hitler was in fact based. Based
Remember
on
one
what you might
time
wonder?
Creationists tried to debate Carl Sagan, and he was just like, "No, we're not doing this."
Why are you in my house?
All right, only read the parts in red. We all need to read these quotes again.
In 1980, Morrissey encountered a fleet of flying saucers and said they had an astonishing effect on him. Perhaps the astonishing effect of the flying saucers enabled Morrissey's eventual foreshadowing of the death of Diana. Perhaps those flying saucers were stationed inside the moon being the domain of the ancient goddess Diana.
See? Does it not make sense now?
No!
So, the aliens are fighting Satan?
I don't know, Matt. I don't fucking know.
So where do we rate this in terms of crazy conspiracy theories? Is this like one of the craziest, or is this mild? Where do we put this?
I mean, it's pretty fucking crazy. Like, not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking crazy.
What do you think, Matt?
I'd put this on the
Yeah,
upper
I think
echelons.
he's
of
not
insane.
your. Yeah, I think this is only beat out by the Fantasy Island guy.
I thought, oh God, your mom had come at last. But then something possessed me and I came